Good morning. Thank you for joining us here at the Computer History Museum. We're so excited to be here within so many and surrounded by so many wonderful pieces of computing history. And it's an especially perfect backdrop for today's search event, which focuses on the future of search and the innovation that's happening in search. At Google, when we think about the future of search, we think about four key elements: modes, media, language, and personalization. What do I mean about each of these? Modes really refers to modalities. How do people search? Today, the predominant mode is that people type keywords into desktop computers. But when we look at the future of search, we think there'll be many more modalities. What happens with mobile phones? What happens if you can talk to the search engine? What happens if you could give concepts or pictures that could queue off of, that the search results could queue off of? We're really excited about the fact that in the future there'll be many different ways of searching. And when we look at how search will grow in the future and change, we think these many different modalities are really what will drive search forward and really grow its overall adoption to even greater numbers than we see today. On the flip side, there's media. Media is what is appearing within the search results. And the web, of course, has gotten very, very rich. Books, movies, news, local, maps, all on the web. And so our search results have to mirror that same richness that we feel on the web. So we're constantly looking at how can we make Google more comprehensive and more relevant with regard to media. So it's not just about 10 blue links, it's about the best answers. Media also leads to the next piece, which is language. We really are working at Google to try and branch across languages, break down the language barrier. Because this focus on language, and we have 173 local domains, because we really foresee a world in the future where you can search and find your answer wherever it exists in the world, whatever language it's written in. And the final component that we see in the future of search is personalization. We don't know a lot about what the search engine will look like 30 years from now, 50 years from now. And it's because search changes so quickly that it's hard to actually pinpoint what that future looks like. But one thing we do know is that the results will be more personalized. They'll know what you're an expert in, they'll know who you're friends with and where you're located. And ultimately, our results will become more rich and more relevant to our users because of that personalization. And there is a fifth component to the future of search, which is the rate of progress. There has to be a consistent rate of innovation pushing us towards this future. And we've always been a company that likes to launch early and often and iterate. And we've done lots and lots of search features over the years. And in October, we released a new blog series called This Week in Search, on search, this rate of innovation. And today's event really drives us forward even further, increasing that rate of innovation and new features that we're launching. Today's event will focus mostly on modes and media. And so without further ado, I want to introduce our master of modalities, who's driving our mobile innovation, Vice President of Engineering, Vic Ganotra. That's okay. Thanks. So you can see search engines that understand where you are in the world, search engines that understand you when you talk to them, even search engines with eyes. These are the things that are going to change the interface for search fundamentally as we move forward. The other thing that will fundamentally change the interface for search is media. And remember, media is what we refer to in terms of the richness of the web and the way that richness needs to be reflected on the results page. And it's not obvious, but media is really fundamentally a relevance problem. Can you find the right information? Can you rank it the right way? And if you look at the way media has evolved inside of Google search over the past 11 years, it's pretty interesting. We started with just websites, URLs, a list of 10 URLs that needed to be ranked. Then we evolved towards universal search, bringing books, news, video, local information, images, products, blogs, all onto the results page. But there, again, there's all kinds of interesting relevance questions. When should those genres appear at all? Where should they appear? Which one from those genres, which item from those genres should be surfaced on the results page? It's a huge relevance challenge. And then think about the web today. The web is hugely participatory. It's hugely fresh. I heard this morning that in Tahoe, people woke up to 2 feet of snow, and I've heard that some of you were caught in it on your way home. I'm jealous. But what's interesting is, was it 2 feet? Was it 1 foot? Was the snow blowing or not? And there's some official sources for that, but they don't always get it right. Yet there are user updates out there that do get it right. But how do you find them? And how do you cut through all of the updates that aren't relevant? That's why we have one of our foremost relevancy experts here in the company to talk about some of the challenges with media and relevancy. Please help me welcome Amit Singhal, Google Fellow. Thanks. So the first time that updates have been integrated into the search results, and that we have actually the most comprehensive set of updates, too. We're so excited about this product. But that said, we didn't want to rest on those laurels. We actually have 2 new exciting partner announcements. The first of those announcements is with Facebook. Facebook will be providing us with a feed of updates from their public profile pages, also known as Facebook pages. And these will be appearing in Google's real-time search. The second new partner we have to announce today is MySpace. MySpace will be providing us with a feed of updates from all of their users on any update that's public. And these updates will also be appearing in Google's real-time search. We have support from our partners here today. I want to thank Biz Stone and the team from Twitter for being here today, and also Jason Hirschhorn from MySpace, the Chief Product Officer from MySpace, and his team. Thank you very much for coming and supporting the launch today. In conclusion, last year on our 10th anniversary, we published a blog on the future of search. And it laid out the vision for modes and media and language and personalization. And I think when you look at today's announcement, search engines that have eyes, search engines that can understand you when you talk, search engines that know where you are, and search engines that know what is happening anywhere in the world and can bring it to you in real time. It's amazing to see how far we've come on realizing that vision in just 1 short year. And with that, I'd like to welcome Amit and Vic back to the stage, and we'll take some questions. Thanks.
Around face recognition. And the technology that we've built with Google Goggles is very general.
And as Amit said, we'll be working to bring Facebook and MySpace into that functionality over the next few weeks. We cannot disclose the financial details of any of the deals. I can't. I'm sorry.
My follow-up question then was, would it be possible to Google bomb visual search?
And I should also point out MySpace, one of our partners, is already looking at how they can take some of the non-textual updates and make them available to us.
So I was just curious.
I'm sorry, that will be integrated into our product search sometime in Q1. The partners I demonstrated there were Sears and Best Buy.